Hello, my friends, and welcome to Kurt Berglund's Baseball World. It is Tuesday night, at least the last time I checked, and Tuesday nights are field day baseball nights, 1956 National League replay style, and we are all the way up to May 16th in our as-played schedule, and we use the as-played lineups, my friends, as you know, because if we don't, heads explode all over this great land of ours. So we have to use them. For tonight's game, we are at the Polo Grounds, where the upstart, you might even say surprising, Chicago Cubs are visiting the New York Giants. Now, the Giants are equally upstart and even more surprising. Why? Because they are sitting in second place at the moment, only one game behind the front-running St. Louis Cardinals. So they want to keep the pressure on those Cardinals. The Cubs, the visiting Cubs, are only 4 games back. So both teams playing for jockeying, you might even say, for position in the race in the month of May. In the description for this video, I've put the link to Field Day Baseball. It is found at the ASG Games website. And ASG Games also contains the Play Ball website and the Fall Classic Baseball website, as well as a host of other sims for other sports. So check that out at your leisure. Also, in the description for this video is the link to membership to Kurt Berglund's Baseball World, now over 190 members strong. Channel members to Kurt Berglund's Baseball World get access to videos that subscribers cannot see, including playing tips, game demos, tutorials, book reviews, special reports, exclusive replays, all sorts of stuff, and an archive, a big archive of members-only videos. You also get discounts in my secondary store as a channel member, $10 off per set, $2 off per team, and you get a free gift from me every month as a thank you for being a channel member. Both of those links are in the description for this video. The pitching matchup today for the Cubs, it's right-hander Bob Rush. And for the New York Giants, it's left-hander Don Liddle. Liddle, spelled Liddle, but Liddle. So we have an interesting game and an important one for both teams. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get down to the field at the Polo Grounds and check out the starting lineups and the batting orders for the Cubs at the Giants. First of all, as usual, I've got my fast action cards at the ready for Field Day Baseball. Love them, and I recommend them to you if you are going to pick up Field Day Baseball. Now let's look at the lineups. For the visiting Cubs, Eddie Mixis leads off at third base. Gene Baker bats second. At second base, Frank Kellert bats third at first. Ernie Banks cleans up at shortstop. Monty Irvin bats fifth in left field. Pete Wisenant bats sixth in center. Walt Moose Morin bats seventh in right, and Harry Cheedy bats eighth. He'll catch. On the mound, it's Bob Rush, a mainstay of the Cubs pitching staff for several years. He was, in 1956, 13-10 with a 3.18 ERA for a team that only won 60 games. For the homestanding Giants, who won 67 games in real life, or as the kids like to say, IRL, here's their lineup. Whitey Lockman leads off in left. Al Dark bats second at short. Willie Mays bats third in center. Hank Thompson cleans up at third base. Don Mueller bats fifth in right. Bill White bats sixth at first. Darrell Spencer bats seventh at second base. Ray Cott bats eighth and catches. Don Liddle, in 1956, in 11 games, 5 of them were starts. He is 1-2 with a 3.91 earned run average. He was 31 years old. Bob Rush in 1956 was 30. The team records. The Cubs are 9-10, and as I mentioned, they are 4 games behind the front-running St. Louis Cardinals coming into this game. The New York Giants are 14-9, just one game back of St. Louis. Our date is May 16th, 1956. We've got our dice right here. We're going to read the red one as the tens digit, and the we'll call it the glow in the dark. Ooh, we'll read that as the ones digit. Let's roll for stuff. We'll start with Don Liddle, and he has 3233. Pretty good stuff for Don. And Bob Rush has good stuff as well, 2243. And we're ready to go. Eddie Mixis will step into the batter's box for the Cubs to lead things off. Don Hoke started the year, the star of City Slickers, started the year as their third baseman, and now the Cubs are looking for any port in the storm at this point. All right, here we go with Mixis facing Liddle, and the delivery is swung on. That's a ground ball to third. Hank Thompson's got that one. He plants and throws to young Bill White for out number one. Gene Baker, the batter now. Liddle kicks and deals. And this will be for Mr. Baker, a line drive caught by shortstop Al Dark for out number two in the top of the first. Frank Kellert, the old Brooklyn Dodger, comes to the plate. Liddle kicks and delivers to Kellert. And hey, struck him out the upstairs cheese. Good start for Don Liddle in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of inning number one. Cubs nothing. And the Giants coming to bat. Bob Rush will face Lockman, Dark, and Mays in the bottom of the first. And the delivery to Whitey Lockman is a ground ball slap to second. That's Gene Baker. He sidearms it to Frank Kellert for out number one in the bottom of the first. Here's Al Dark, the shortstop. The wind and the delivery by Bob Rush is a grounder to third. That's Mixis. He gloves it by the third base bag and fires across the diamond to Frank Kellert for out number two. Here's my vote for the National League MVP in the early going, Willie Mays. And he's up with 2 outs and nobody aboard. The delivery to him is strike three, swinging. He got him on a yacker, and the Say Hey Kid goes down on strikes. We will have no scores. We go to the top of the second. Ernie Banks, Monty Irvin, and Pete Wisenant coming up for the Cubs. Don Liddle kicks and deals. And this is a ground ball hit towards second. That's Darrell Spencer. He's not, wait a minute. He is going to get there to his left and flip to Bill White for out number one. Nice play by Spencer. Today's second baseman for the Giants. Here's Monty Irvin, the Cubs left fielder, and the delivery to him is ball four, and down to first he goes. There is the first Cubs base runner in this ball game with 1 out in the top of the second. Here's Wisenant. Liddle the stretch. Giants looking for a twin killing in the delivery. Hey, struck out Wisenant. Don Liddle pumps his fist and celebrates a little bit on the mound. He does a little bit of he does the moonwalk, actually, on the mound. And everyone's wondering in 1956 what in the world he's doing. All right, Walt Moose Morin is at the plate. Lefty-lefty matchup, and the delivery is swung on. That's a weak comebacker to Don Liddle. He gloves it and flips to Bill White, and that'll do it for the Cubs in inning number two. Nothing across. They strand one. No scores. We go to the bottom of inning number two. Bob Rush will face Hank Thompson, Don Mueller, and Bill White. The wind and the delivery is swung on by Thompson. It's to right and deep down that right field line. Back goes Morin to the warning track, to the wall, and it's gone. A 1-0 Giants lead in the bottom of the second inning. Don Mueller, the right fielder, comes to the plate. Bob Rush deals to him, and there's a base hit to right. Drops in front of Morin. A base runner at first now with nobody out. Here's Bill White. Cubs looking for a double play. The stretch by Rush and the delivery to White is ripped to right. This is going to get over the head of Walt Morin, and it's going to be trouble. Morin runs it down. He hits Baker with the relay. They are waving Don Mueller home, and they didn't get him. Double for White. Mueller scores all the way from first base. It's 2-0 Giants. Close play at the plate, but no cigar. Here's Spencer. Rush the stretch. The pitch to the Giants' second baseman. Fly to center. This will drive Wisenant back, but there's plenty of room in center field at the Polo Grounds. He's got it for out number 1. And let's see if Bill White's going to tag up. He will hold. He will hold at second. All right, here's Cott. Don Liddle will be next. The stretch by Rush, and the delivery to the Giants catcher is a line drive to center. Coming on is Pete Wisenant. He's got it for out number 2. White has to hold one more time, and Liddle comes to the plate. A 167 hitter on the 1956 season. Rush trying to get out of the inning. The delivery. And a base hit for Liddle. This will go to right field. Bill White is going to, oh boy, Bill White's going to hold up at third. First and third for Whitey Lockman with 2 outs. Bob Rush with a deep breath, the stretch, and the delivery to the Giants leadoff hitter is a line drive to center. Coming on again is Wisenant, and he's going to tie a record held by many, making all 3 putouts in the inning. So the Giants get 2 runs out of all that. They leave 2. We go to the third. It's New York 2 and Chicago nothing. Cheedy, Rush, and Mixus coming to the plate for Chicago. 8-9-1 in the top of the third against Don Liddle, who is still flexing out there on the mound. The delivery is swung on, and Liddle strikes out Cheedy. Third strikeout for Don. Now he's doing a Mr. Universe pose. On the mound, here's Bob Rush, his counterpart. Liddle kicks and deals. This is hit on a line to left. Coming on quickly is Whitey Lockman, and he's got it for out number 2. Top of the order coming, it's Mixus at 0 for 1. Don Liddle winds and delivers to the Cubs leadoff man. And we'll look at the field day charts. This is popped up. In foul territory, Ray Cott off with the mask. Let's see if he's going to be able to make a play on this ball. He is battling the elements, and he will make the catch in foul territory for out number 3. A 1-2-3 third inning after his team takes the lead in the bottom half of the second. Don Liddle does his job with a shutdown inning. We go to the bottom of the third, and your score, New York 2 and Chicago nothing. It'll be Dark, Mays, and Thompson in the New York third. Bob Rush kicks and delivers. It is swung on in line to center. Pete Wisenant getting his road work in makes this catch for out number 1. Willie Mays the batter now. He struck out in the first against Rush. The delivery. Swung on and hit to left and deep. Back goes Irvin. Warning track. Wall, and it's gone. 3-0 Giants. Bob Rush hit by the home run bug early in this one. Here's Hank Thompson. Speaking of home run bug, here's Hank Thompson. Rush deals to him. Swung on and hit to center. Back a few steps is Wisenant, and he's got it for out number 2. Don Mueller the batter now. Rush kicks and deals. And it's popped up. This wouldn't be a home run in a phone booth. Gene Baker in short right field is under it and takes it for out number 3. In the third, the Giants get another run on a solo blast by the Say Hey Kid We go to the fourth. It's New York 3 and Chicago nothing. Baker, Kellert, and Banks, the 2, 3, 4 hitters for Chicago coming up in inning number 4 against Don Liddle. And the delivery. This is swung on, a base hit, the first of the game for the Cubs. It drops in front of Willie Mays in center field, and the Cubs have their leadoff man aboard. Frank Kellert comes to the plate, the Giants looking for a twin killing. Liddle the stretch, and the delivery to Kellert is a ground ball to short, gloved by Dark. He goes to Spencer for 1, and the relay to Bill White is in time for a rally-killing, soul-crushing 6-4-3 double play turned by New York. So here comes Banks with 2 outs and nobody aboard. Liddle kicks and delivers to the not the say hey kid, to Mr. Cub before he was Mr. Cub, and that's a grounder to third. Hank Thompson by the third base bag gloves it and fires across the diamond to Bill White to retire the side in the fourth. We go to the bottom of inning number 4 and your score, Giants 3, Cubs nothing. White, Spencer, and Cott coming up for the Giants in the bottom of the fourth. Bob Rush kicks and deals. White rips one down the right field line. It is just fair, and it's going to rattle around in the corner. Walt Morin's got to go dig it out of there. White into second with his second double of the ball game. Here comes Darryl Spencer. Stirring now in the Cubs bullpen. Rush has to work out of this one. The stretch and the delivery to Spencer is going to be a grounder to short. Let's see what happens here. He will hold White at second, and Banks makes the throw over to Kellert for out number 1. Ray Cott, the batter. The stretch by Rush and the delivery. That's a base hit to left field. White will advance to third and stop there. The Giants have runners at the corners with only 1 out, and here's Liddle. So the Cubs are going to move their infield in at the corners and play double play depth up the middle and try and turn one in the event that Liddle is not bunting. The stretch by Rush and the pitch. Liddle squares to bunt, and he bunts it toward the pitcher. Bob Rush gloves it. He's going to make the play to first. Now White is holding at third. Cott will move up to second base. Baker covers first, and the sacrifice moves Cott up to second base with the runner at third holding. Here's Whitey Lockman. If the Giants are going to increase their lead, they need a clutch 2-out hit from Whitey. Rush the stretch. The pitch to Lockman is hit on a line to right. Coming on quickly is Moose Morin, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. Rush works out of trouble in the bottom of the fourth, nothing across. Giants strand 2. We go to the fifth and your score, Giants 3, Cubs nothing. Irvin, Wisenant, and Morin coming up for the Cubs in the top of the fifth. Don Liddle kicks and deals. This is swung on in line to right. Don Mueller on the run makes a nice catch for out number 1. Pete Wisenant, the center fielder, up there now. He struck out in the second. The delivery by Liddle is a base hit to left for Wisenant. Second hit of the game for Chicago. They have a 1-out base runner. Morin at the plate now. He tapped out to Liddle in the second inning. The stretch by Don in the pitch to the Moose is hit to left. Coming on is Whitey Lockman, and he's got it for out number 2. Wisenant slams on the brakes and heads back to first. It'll bring up Cheedy with 2 outs. Bob Rush would be next. The stretch by Liddle and the pitch to Harry Cheedy is a knockdown by White. He's going to try and make a play to first, or is he? Let's see. He just sticks it in his pocket. It'll be an infield hit. Wisenant advances to second. And Rush comes to the plate. Well, you got 2 on with 2 outs. I don't think they hit for Bob Rush here, so I'm not going to either. He's an 098 hitter in the 1956 season. Mixus would be next. The stretch by Liddle, and the pitch to the Cubs pitcher is going to be hit back to Liddle. It is off his glove. And that's going to be an infield hit. The bases are loaded. Rush with an infield hit off Liddle. And Wisenant advances to third. Chidi to second. Rush at first. The bases are dripping with Cubs, and here's Eddie Mixus. The stretch by Liddle. He checks all the base runners and the delivery to the Cubs leadoff man. And a base hit for Mixus. This will score Wisenant. Let's see what they do with Chidi. He will score as the hit goes to right field. Mueller's throw comes into second base. It's a 2-run single for Mixus. And Bob Rush will try to go for third. Where in the world is he going? Mueller's throw. They got him. They got him at third. So it is a 2-run single for Mixus. Bob Rush gets adventurous on the base paths. The 2-run score before Mueller's throw guns down Bob Rush from here to Hinsdale. And that will end the Cubs' 5th inning. But the 2-run single by Mixus is huge because it cuts the Giants' lead to 1. So we're halfway through this one. We got a good one at the Polo Grounds. Your score is the Giants 3 and the Cubs 2. And if it wouldn't be for the adventurous base running of Bob Rush, they'd still be hitting. All right, in the bottom of the 5th now, it's Dark, Mays, and Thompson, the 2-3-4 hitters coming up for the Giants. The windup by Rush with kind of a new lease on life, and the delivery is a ground ball to short. It's a worm burner to Ernie Banks. He's up with it and throws to Frank Kellert for out number 1. Willie Mays, the batter now, he went deep in the 3rd. The delivery to him is a line drive to center. Coming on is Wisenant, and he's got it for out number 2. Hank Thompson, the batter now. He's 1 for 2. The windup by Rush and the delivery. And Thompson hits a ground ball to short. Banks charges, throws on the run, and they get Thompson at first by a step. That retires the Giants in 1-2-3 order in the 5th. We go to inning number 6, and your score, Giants 3, Cubs 2. Baker, Kellert, and Banks coming up in the Cubs' 6th inning. Against Don Liddle, let's talk about pitcher fatigue. Liddle can face 30 batters before fatigue may be an issue. He's faced 19 to this point. Rush can face 34, and he has faced, I got to take off my socks and shoes, 22 batters to this point, so they're both okay at the moment. Baker stands in now, 1 for 2 against Liddle. The pitch. And it is a ground ball to third. Hank Thompson to his left, gloves it, plants, throws to Bill White for out number 1. Frank Kellert's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a double play grounder. Hasn't done much. The delivery by Liddle to the Cubs first baseman is swung on and hit to left and deep. Kellert got this one. Back goes Lockman, warning track, wall, and we're tied at 3. A home run to left for Frank Kellert ties us up at 3-3 in the top of the 6th. Now it's Banks at 0 for 2. The wind and the delivery to Ernie is a line drive to center. Willie Mays right there makes the catch for out number 2. Now Monty Irvin, the Cubs left fielder. The wind by Liddle and the delivery to Monty is a ground ball to third. That's Hank Thompson one more time. He gloves it and fires to Bill White to retire the side. But in the 6th, the Cubs, courtesy of a solo blast from first baseman Frank Kellert, tie the game at 3. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and it'll be Mueller, White, and Spencer for New York. Bob Rush kicks and deals, and he now does have a new lease on life. This is lined to right by Mueller. Walt Morin is under it and makes the catch for out number 1. Bill White 2 for 2 with a pair of doubles in today's game. He's up there now. The delivery by Bob Rush. And I struck him out on a yacker. 2 strikeouts now for Bob Rush in the ball game. He has retired 7 in a row. Here's Darrell Spencer now, the Giants' second baseman. The line by Rush and the delivery to Spencer is a line drive to right. Coming on is Morin. He's got it by the foul line to retire the side. Bob Rush now with 8 in a row retired. We go to the 7th, and we're all even. Your score, Cubs 3, Giants 3. In the Cubs' 7th inning, it'll be Whisenant, Morin, and Cheedy, 6, 7, 8 batters against Don Liddle. And the delivery is going to be a base hit to left. That drops in front of Whitey Lockman, and Pete Whisenant's going to try and stretch this one into a double. Lockman fires towards second baseman Darrell Spencer, covering, and a sliding Pete Whisenant is in with a stretch double. All right, leadoff man aboard. He's in scoring position. That's going to get the Giants bullpen going. And they are rested because Johnny Antonelli gave them a complete game in their last game. So it's going to be, who is it going to be? That's the question on America's mind. It is going to be Joe Marganeri and Hoyt Wilhelm. Lefty-righty double-barreled action in the bullpen, getting ready for Leo DeRocher. Morin at the plate is 0 for 2. Liddle the stretch. The delivery to the Cub right fielder is a ground ball slowly hit to second. That's going to be gloved by Spencer. He flips to White for the putout. Advancing to third is Whisenant. With 1 out, here's Harry Cheedy. Well, now the Giants have to move their infield in at all 4 spots. Liddle needs a strikeout or a pop-up right here. Cheedy is 1 for 2, the stretch, and the windup, and the delivery to Cheedy is ball 4. That doesn't really help the problem for the Giants. The Cubs have runners at the corners now. Here's Bob Rush. Well, a lot of options here. Yeah. Bob Rush is an average bunter. Let's see what they decide to do. The stretch by Liddle. He checks Cheedy. He checks Whisenant. And the delivery. Rush squares to bunt. And he gets it down. It's a good one. It is a good one. It is bunted toward third. That is Hank Thompson. He gloves it and fires to Darrell Spencer covering the bag. The squeeze works. That will score Whisenant with the go-ahead run for the Cubs. They have not only climbed back into it, they have taken the lead at 4-3 here in the top of the 7th. Cheedy on the play moves down to second base. Here's Mixus. Liddle the stretch, and the delivery to Mixus is a base hit to center field. It drops in front of Mays. With 2 outs, they're going to wave Cheedy home. And, oh boy, here comes the throw from Willie home to Ray Cott, and they got him. They gunned down Harry Cheedy from here to Forest Park, and that is an 8-2 put out. Give Mixus a single. Cheedy out 8-2 on the play. But in the inning, the Cubs do take the lead. With a run on 2 hits, they leave 1. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's time to stretch them out at the Polo Grounds, and we have a new leader. The Cubs are leading the Giants 4-3. All right, checking the stamina for Rush. He can face 34 batters. He has now faced 25. So he's doing okay. He will face Cott and then a pinch hitter for Liddle. Dusty Rhodes has moved into the on-deck circle. And then the top of the order with Whitey Lockman as the Giants look to tie or retake the lead. Here in the 7th, Cott is 1 for 2. The delivery by Bob Rush is swung on and hit in the air to right. Walt Morin is on the run, but he's not going to get there. It's going to drop for a base hit. And let's see what they decide to do here. Cott is aboard. Rhodes will hit for Liddle. And Joe Marganeri has taken a seat in the Giants bullpen. Hoyt Wilhelm is still throwing his flutter balls. It looks like Wilhelm will be our new Giants pitcher in the top of the 8th inning. We'll see. Rhodes the batter with Cott at first. The stretch by Rush and the delivery to Dusty is a line drive to center. Coming on is Wisenant, and he's got it for out number 1. Cott retreats to first. Second guesser's delight there. Didn't have Rhodes bunt. But they rolled the dice and didn't come up well for him. Here's Lockman. Caught at first, 1 man out. Are they going to do a hit and run? Ooh, boy. No, they're not. All right, the stretch and the delivery by Rush. Lockman hits one in the air to left. That is Monty Irvin. And Irvin will make the catch for out number 2. Retreating to first is Cott. Here's Al Dark at 0 for 3. Mays looms in the on-deck circle. The stretch by Rush. The pitch to the Giants shortstop is a fly to right. Can of corn for Walt Morin. He's got it for out number 3. Well, we go to the 8th. Rush delivers the shutdown inning after his teammates take the lead. And your score, Cubs 4, Giants 3. We got a new pitcher coming on for New York. It's the knuckleballer, Hoyt Wilhelm. So he will face Baker, Kellert, and Banks, the 2, 3, 4 hitters for Chicago in the top of the 8th. Let's check Wilhelm's stuff. And he has 4.316 stuff. Pretty good stuff. And he's a right-hander, of course. His job is to hold the Cubs where they are and hope his teammates can rally. Hoyt Wilhelm winds and delivers to the Cubs second baseman, Gene Baker, and it swung on and popped up. Darrell Spencer on the infield dirt is under it and takes it for out number 1. All right, Frank Kellert's 1 for 3, and he's up there now. He hit the big home run to tie the ball game back in the 6th. The delivery. Hey, struck him out on a flutter ball. 2 down. Nobody on. Here's Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks. 0 for 3. The delivery. Swung on and a base hit to left field for Banks. Past the outstretched glove of Al Dark. That's collected by Whitey Lockman. He gets it back in good shape, and Monty Irvin comes to the plate. Wilhelm the stretch and the delivery to the 0 for 2 Cub left fielder. And hey, struck him out. He made him look sick on a knuckleball. That will retire the Cubs in the 8th inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th, Cubs 4, Giants 3, and Bob Rush is back out there for the 8th inning. In the bullpen, working to get loose, is Turk Lone. the Cub ace short man. But the meat of the Giants' order is going to be up in the 8th inning. Mays, Thompson, and Mueller. Bob Rush deals to the Say Hey Kid, and it's ball 4. The tying run is aboard at first base. Willie Mays is working on his lead. Hank Thompson digs into the batter's box. Bob Rush the stretch. He checks Willie, and they deliver to Thompson, and there goes Mays on an attempted steal. Harry Cheedy fires down to shortstop Ernie Banks, and they don't get him. Mays is in safely with a stolen base. Well, now he's in scoring position with the potential tying run. Turk Lone throwing frantically, and the Cubs bullpen trying to get ready. Rush with a deep breath on the mound. Thompson 1 for 3 with a bomb in the second to give the Giants the lead at that time, 1-0. The stretch by Rush and the pitch to Hank Thompson is swung on and hit in the air to center. This is Pete Wisenant, and that's going to make Mays hold at second. 4 out without number 1 off the bat of Thompson. Now it's Don Mueller. Giants need a clutch hit to drive home the tying run. Bill White on deck. Mueller's 1 for 3. The stretch by Rush and the pitch to the Giants right fielder is a grounder to short. That's Banks. He cuts it off from going up the middle, checks Mays at second. Mays will hold, and the throw to first is in time to retire Mueller. Mays holds on at second. Here's Bill White. Now, if the Giants are going to tie the game this inning, they're going to need a clutch 2-out hit from White, who's 2 for 3 with a pair of doubles and a ribby back in the second. Rush the stretch and a deep breath. The delivery to Bill White is a line drive to right. Coming on is Walt Morin, and he makes the catch for out number 3. They strand Mays at second. We go to the 9th, and your score, Cubs 4, Giants 3. For Chicago in the 9th against Hoyt Wilhelm, out for his second inning of work. It'll be Pete Wisenant, Walt Morin, and Harry Cheedy. And if anybody gets on, they'll have to make a decision about Bob Rush batting in the inning. Here's Wisenant at 2 for 3. Wilhelm deals. It is a ground ball hit to short. That's Al Dark. He gobbles it up and fires to Bill White for out number 1. Walt Morin is 0 for 3. Wilhelm winds and delivers to the Cub right fielder. And a base hit to right for Morin. It drops in front of Don Mueller. The Cubs have a 1-out base runner. Here comes Harry Cheedy. The stretch by Wilhelm. The delivery to the 1 for 2 Cubs catcher. And a base hit for Cheedy to left field. Walt Morin will stop at second. There's 2 on with 1 out. And Bob Rush is due. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Let's see who's available on the Cubs bench for potential pinch hitting duties. Solly Drake, Clyde McCulloch, Jim King. Yeah, you know what? They're going to use King to pinch hit for Rush here. Turk Lone is ready in the bullpen. Looks like he'll get the 9th inning. Meanwhile, Hoyt Wilhelm has a snoot full of trouble here in the Cubs' 9th inning. The Giants are trying to hold the Cubs to a 1-run lead. Jim King on to pinch hit. He's a left-handed hitting outfielder with some pop. Let's give you Rush's numbers on the game. He goes 8 innings. He allows 8 hits. 2 of them were home runs. He walked 1. He struck out 2. He allowed 3 runs. They're all earned. He's in line for the victory if Turk Lone can slam the door in the bottom of the 9th. But right now, it's King against Wilhelm. Giants infield playing for a double play grounder here. Wilhelm the stretch and the pitch to King. And and hey, struck him out. Oh boy, King goes down on strikes, swinging twice at a flutter ball. 2 down, here's Mixus. If the Cubs are going to extend their lead, they need a clutch 2-out hit from their leadoff man. Mixus is 2 for 4 today with a couple of ribbies. Wilhelm the stretch and the delivery to Eddie. And hey, struck out Mixus and gets out of the mess. No damage done to the Giants. The Cubs strand 2. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It is put up or shut up time for the New York Giants. Coming on to pitch is right-hander Turk Lone, and he is eligible for a save if he gets the job done. In 1956, Turk Lone was in 61 games. He was 9-8 with 13 saves and a .358 earned run average. Let's check Turk's stuff. Oh boy, he does not have good stuff. It's 3.624. He is a right-hander, and he will face the bottom third of the Giants' order. Spencer, Cott, and a pinch hitter for Hoyt Wilhelm. Giants need 1 run to stay alive, and they need 2 to walk it off. Spencer leads off. He's 0 for 3. Lone winds and deals. Swung on by Spencer and hit to right. Over by the foul line is Moose Morin, and he's got it for out number 1. That is a big out in this ball game. Here's Ray Cott. He is 2 for 3. The wind by Lone and the pitch to Cott is a base hit for Cott to right field. That is collected by Moose Morin, and he gets it back in good shape. I believe we are going to get a pinch runner for the catcher at first base. Or are we? I don't think we've got better wheels on the bench here for these Giants. No, we don't. So Cott is going to run for himself. Maybe someone can steal a base. Let's see. No, they can't. So apparently Leo wasn't very aggressive on the bases in 1956. So it's going to be Foster Castleman to pinch hit for Wilhelm, who has been hot lately. He is up there now with Cott at first and 1 man out. Turk Lone trying to end the ball game here. Double play depth for the Cubs infield. The stretch and the pitch to the right-handed hitting Castleman is swung on. That is hit to center. Back a few steps is Wisenant, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Castleman can't quite get it over the head of the Cubs center fielder, and that's going to make Whitey Lockman the last chance saloon in this one. Cott still at first base. An extra base hit could score Cott with the tying run. Whitey Lockman is 0 for 4. Should he reach, Al Dark would be next. The stretch by Lone and the pitch to Whitey Lockman is a base hit to right field. That drops in front of Moore, and he's on it in a hurry and gets off a good throw to third base to Eddie Mixus. Cott will stop at second, and here is Al Dark. 2 on, 2 outs. The winning run is now at first base in Whitey Lockman. If Dark hits a gapper, the Giants could walk it off here. Willie Mays looms in the on-deck circle. He would be next. Turk Lone the stretch. The delivery to the Giants shortstop, Dark, is a ground ball to short. Nice play by Banks. He's going to flip it to Baker covering second for a Chicago Cubs winner. Wow, what a ball game. Let's give you the totals on this one. A big win for the Chicago Cubs. For the visiting Cubs, 4 runs, 11 base hits, and they committed no errors. The Giants, 3 runs, 10 base hits, and they committed no errors. The winning pitcher is Bob Rush. Turk Lone indeed earns the save. The loss goes to Liddle. And this is an impressive come-from-behind victory for the Cubs. They were down 3-0 going into the top of the fifth when they started their comeback. So the Cubs steal one from the Giants here. With the victory, the Cubs improved their record to 10-10. The Giants dropped to 14-10. And the Cubs keep putting pressure on those front-running St. Louis Cardinals. The Giants will either, at the end of the day, be one game back, or they may, if the Cardinals win today, they will drop to 2 games off of the pace. The Cubs will finish the day no worse than 4 games back. In the description for this video is the link to Field Day Baseball at the ASG Games website, so check that out. What a smooth playing game. You just saw it in action. If you need more than this, I don't know what it is, to try Field Day Baseball. Also, in the description for this video is the link to channel membership. With membership to Kurt Berglund's Baseball World, you get access to videos that subscribers can't see. You get discounts in the secondary store and a free gift from me every month. So that's a great value as well. Check that out. That link is in the description for this video as well. But for now, on May 16th, 1956, from the Polo Grounds in New York, your final. The Chicago Cubs 4, the New York Giants 3. I hope you have a great evening. So long, everybody.